Good morning, everyone. So I'm Tanya Renee. I decided to do this YouTube channel because I was encouraged by my son, my 14-year-old. He does YouTube. He does it for gaming. Completely different reason why I'm doing it. I'm doing it to share my heart about my faith, and I am a student of youth ministry, and I'm a single mom, and I have 3 children, and I'm navigating a new life. I'm not going to say I'm just out of a divorce. I've been separated for 2 years now. I am going to start my YouTube channel with my first video, and it's going to be it's a small snippet of my testimony. I shared this on Facebook, and it seemed to help a lot of people. So my son is encouraging me, and I'm encouraging myself actually to share my testimony read with you guys. So here goes. But I just want, if you read my about me on my Facebook, I just want this YouTube channel to encourage people. We're gonna start my journey through life with everyone and just see how this goes. See that face? That's a real mom face. All right, so here goes my testimony. And sorry if I get choked up because this is real life. And this is just, it's gonna touch on some of the things that has happened in my life and touch on some of the, the new things. But as we go through this journey together, we'll touch on all of these things more, I'm sure, with some of the stories I'll share. So, okay, here goes. I feel compelled to write my testimony down because I am coming up on my anniversary date of a huge life-changing event that occurred in my story. But we will get to that. I also think in this time in the nation, my story can help change lives. So many people think their story is over. I am living proof that stories start repeatedly. I am going to be slightly vague, but still impactful. So here goes. When I was a little girl, I was raped for years. 2.5 years by someone in my home. Someone that you would think that there was as a protector, but instead raping me almost on a nightly basis. I could not escape it. I had no one there to help me. My mother knew what was happening to me and turned her head. My father had run off to his new family. I was 12 to 14 years old, taking this abuse on her own. Unfortunately, my sister was accepting the same fate. I took more so that she wouldn't have to. I tell you this because in these moments my flesh died, but my soul was healed. I have risen from the ashes. My story was written new right then. I knew that did not define me. It had taken many years to decide to forgive him, but I do. As I vaguely said, I grew up without a father. He had popped in and out of my life, only to hurt me every time, or to have me meet a new fiance or wife. I have never had a stable male relationship with him. Again, I did not let this define me. However, I can tell you this has damaged all of my relationships with men. I also think the rape did too, obviously. I cannot list all of the hurt this man has done to me. But I finally have shut the door completely to this relationship because I am strong enough to say, no, I am worth more. Another chapter written, ashes dusted away. It is no secret that I have 2 failed marriages. I have faults in both. Actually, with Scott, I probably have more faults than he does. He loved me. I was young, he was young. He was too busy running his life as a social golfer and working, and I was being a very young mom to 2 very small children. We met in high school. We got married when I was 18. I'm not saying this never works, but in this situation, it certainly did not. We were so immature. We rapidly grew apart. We had no business ever getting married. I thank him every day because he gave me 2 of the most amazing people in my life. However, after this marriage dissolved, I had to raise 2 small children, finish college, and be a single mother. The papers are sticking together. It was a new adventure in the book of Tanya. I went on to open my salon. I refused to become what my mother said I would when I found out I was pregnant with Madison, which was that I was going to be somebody. Now I was going to be a nobody, and that I had ruined my life, and I was nothing more than a disappointment. Those words still ring in my ears. Just another chapter, a strong chapter. Sorry. I met Joshua. I loved him so much. I really thought he was my penguin. You know how penguins are together for life. We had the best 3 years ever. And I reiterate this because we were married for almost 10 years, but the first 3 years were the best. I would honestly say people would probably look at us enviously of our marriage at the beginning. Things started to fall apart. I was PTO mom, housewife, salon owner, Awana's church leader, and I was spreading myself too thin. I wasn't leaving a lot of time for wife. Not that this makes what happened in the absolute least bit okay, but I do take some fault. When my daughter was sick at Children's, which I will get to that, he found counsel for possibly about her, but definitely about our marriage and someone at work. Unfortunately, I lost my penguin. This has been something I have had to work on a lot, but I forgive everyone involved in this situation. I need that peace in my heart. My heart's shattered in a million pieces, but I survived, stronger, and a new chapter began. My daughter Madison, the most beautiful, talented, courageous child you would ever get to meet, fell ill September 8th, 2018. She was diagnosed with meningitis, encephalitis, and myelitis. She fought like a true warrior. No adult would have ever made it through this fight. I know I wouldn't have. She was intubated for almost 3 weeks. She had to relearn to walk, eat, drink, and even use the restroom. Today, she is a happy 16-year-old. God saved my daughter in that children's hospital in Pittsburgh. There is no doubt in my mind that a mother's prayers saved her. My point in telling you this story is I spent every night in that hospital room with my flesh dying. I died in Children's Hospital. I am not that person that walked into that hospital. I have seen things that can't be unseen. This is the chapter I would like to delete, but as we all know, you can't. We walk through fires. I wasn't in this fire alone. God was in this fire with me. He carried me. Just like the old Bible story goes, when you can't see the footprints in the sand anymore, you're not alone. You're being carried. I was definitely being carried. God never left me in that place. I felt his presence every moment. This was a defining chapter for me. So this next chapter is hard to talk about. I am coming up on my 1 year anniversary of when I tried to end my life. I know this will be hard for people to believe because people think she's so strong. I hear that all the time. Listen, I am strong. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. My entire life I have struggled with anxiety, depression, and PTSD. Last July, after my divorce, not being able to cure Madison, and my mental illness struggles, I gave up. I took a very large number of pills and tried to cut my own wrists. I know now that was not the answer, but I died. The flesh died so my soul could be revived to know I am worth it. My story isn't over. Your story isn't over. I serve a larger God than any mental illness. My story is being written every day, and it is only just starting, and the chapters are just starting to get more beautiful and brighter. I told you my story to hopefully save a life, show you that dreams grow from ashes, and that dark stories can turn to color. And I love you all, and God bless. I hope my story helps you. I hope my story will impact your life. And I hope that on the days to come, you can watch my videos and that they impact you every day. I hope that it sheds a light at the end of a dark tunnel, and I hope that it can put a smile on your face. And I hope on some days that it makes you laugh, and I hope that you just get a big smile. Thank you.